Hi, and welcome to Carolina Varsity's 2015. This will be week 7, Pepman's Best to Last. I'm Dale Ross.
No, I'm the Pepman, Matt Morrow, and here we go from the top to the bottom like we always do. Number 22, Garinger. They lost 55-0 to Butler. There's no reason to move them out of that position, unfortunately. Number 21, still Porter Ridge. They lost also last week. Excuse me, to Marvin Ridge, and there were some things said on the site about things kind of getting tough down there, and hopefully those guys can kind of rally up and pull through it. They got a big game coming up this week.
Right.
Number 20, Harding. No reason to change. They lost big to South Mid. Number 19, Hopewell. They lost 28-0 at Huff. And they got Mallard Creek coming up this week, so good luck to them. Those four, I kind of got them in a tier where they need to start, making some thoughts toward next season, off-season program, things of that nature. Looking at some young kids and maybe some different spots, seeing what they got. Moving on, number 18, Olympic lost 17-6 to Providence. Some things were said on the site about that. Hopefully they can get that ship turned around because, still have a shot at the playoffs, but they got to start winning some games. Number 17, Rocky River. Another tough loss, 24-10 to Myers Park. Number 16, East Meck. 19-0 loss to Independence. Number 15, West Charlotte. 42-13 loss to Mallard Creek. Some Mallard Creek people felt like they didn't play as well, but I think some of that was caused by West Charlotte's play. Number 14, West Mecklenburg. They're coming off a 47-20 loss to RPK. Scored some points, but still seems like some issues on the defensive side of the ball. Of course, RPK is a very good offense, so not too much shame in that. And big move up, 13 was Providence, 17-6 win over Olympic. Their defense, as they've shown, it can stop the run very well, reflected in that game. And they got enough offense to get it done. So I always like to say they're playing Panther football. They score enough to win, and they shut you down on defense. So as long as they can face, run-first teams, I think, they've got a pretty good shot in winning those games.
Right.
And that group right there, playoff possibilities. They got to get a couple more wins, but I think those guys have a decent shot of making the playoffs. But they got to keep winning games. They got to get to 5 wins.
That's right.
Got to get to 5 to have a legitimate shot. Number 12, Berry, losing 40-14 to Catholic. You were there, and the weather kind of hampered Berry.
Was not their friend, exactly.
Number 11, Independence, 19-0 win over East Meck. They started out hot. I was watching that score come across, and I was thinking Independence may finally break out a bit, but then
settled down.
Kind of settled down second half, and they got the win, but they're obviously still working through some things on offense and penalties. Coach Harden mentioned also. Number 10, North Meck had a big game against A.R. Brown. Fortunately, they lost 42-20. 4-2, they're still in it. Still in the hunt for a decent playoff spot. And number 9, Myers Park. Big 24-10 win over Rocky River. Kind of solidified their place at number 2 in the Southwestern Conference. Those 4 teams right there, I think, will be playoff teams. Berry may not get that top 3 spot in the South Meck 8 conference, but I think they'll get to 5 wins, probably 6 or 7 looking at the remaining schedule. So they'll be a tough wild card, based off of what we've seen so far.
Yeah, I'm thinking they can get 5 to maybe 6 is what I'm thinking. Never know.
Now the top 8 teams. And I've kind of got them all together right now because it seems like that we had these teams in 2 different tiers, but based off things that we're seeing some weaknesses in all of these teams right here. Number 8, RG 47-20 win over West Meck, like we mentioned earlier. Offense is playing well. The defense giving up 20 to West Meck. Not sure how that 20 came about. I saw some people saying that only one touchdown was scored against the starting defense, and then they got a defensive score and one against the I guess the backups.
Speed and athletes, so that's
Mhm.
what it turned out to be. Right.
They got plenty of them at Westman.
Exactly.
Number 7, Huff, 28-0 victory over Hopewell. 5-1 on the season. They got a bye this week. Number 6, South Meck. The win over Harding wasn't about the win. It was about the score. Them getting up to 52, and people were, I think you said, or you heard some reports saying it could have been worse.
Actually, Coach White said if he didn't like West Side kids and some of the coaches at Hardin, he could have easily ran that score up. So.
All right. And that's, like we said, Coach White's not one to run it up.
No.
So, that's a testament to him. Number 5, A.O. Brown. They were impressive in their victory over North Meck. 42 points against that defense is a big thing. And they've got the, what I guess we would say is the game of the week.
That's what it looks like. Exactly.
Number 4, Catholic. Their win over Berry. They, I think the weather helped them a little bit in slowing down the passing game of Berry.
Without question, because that is definitely Catholic's weak point is the pass game. And so that played right into their hands.
Right.
Obviously, their ability to run and their willingness to run so much, they understand how to hold on to a ball. So the weather was really not an impact to them at all. It was their friend, if anything.
Number 3, Butler. They're coming off the 55-0 win over Garinger. They've got East Mac coming up this week. Number 2, Vance. They're coming off a bye.
Yep.
They had 2 weeks to get ready for A.L. Brown, so I'm sure they did some scouting and they're ready to go. Number 1, Mallard Creek, 42-13 win over West Charlotte. We have our Mallard Creek people,
right,
who are always offering their opinions, and a lot of them say the team didn't play that well. I'll tell you, last year at Harding, I would have took a 42-13 win and ran home very happy.
Sure. But even in games like that, you can see things in your team, what they're doing or they're not doing.
Oh yeah.
And some of them feel like there's everything from they're being coached differently to not being coached enough to calling things differently. Everybody's got their opinion, but right now they are number 1. Right now, I think your top 3. I think those 2 are real close to each other, and I believe there's a gap actually between 3 and 4. Now that I've seen all of the teams that we have in the top 8, I haven't seen Huff. I've seen them on TV, but I have not seen Huff in person. But I've seen all the other teams, and I think we got a tight group up there.
Yeah.
There's not a big jump between those 3 and the rest. So it's going to be interesting. Like you say, big game between Vance and A.L. Brown this week. That'll go a long way to set things in that conference.
So we've got pretty much a good idea of where everyone is right now. Some teams could move up a tier lower, move down a tier lower.
Yeah.
But I think that top group there, really pretty much 1 through 12, I think is pretty solid, where we have an idea where everyone is at this point.
I think the whole, personally, I believe the whole list is about spot on. I don't believe too many people would disagree with us, and if we took a look at some power ratings, we'd probably see power ratings would come close to putting things in that order too.
Exactly.
The top 8 are definitely going to be decent seeded playoff teams. That second 4 are going to be teams that are on the edge of making the playoffs to making the playoffs. However, I do believe Myers Park and North Meck are definitely, they just need one more win.
Right.
Independence needs 2, and Berry needs a couple. But the rest of the guys, it's, man, so you
gotta keep winning.
You're gonna
win to get in.
Exactly, you got to win to get in.
That's the best of the last this week. Thanks for watching. If I got it wrong, let me know. I ain't heard a lot from y'all, so I guess I'm doing it right.
It must be 100% right.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, there's been no contradiction. Thanks for watching.